It started with just 3 words. I miss you. No tags. No context. No names. But the internet didn't need any of that. Because those 3 words, posted quietly on Kim Go-eun's story, were enough to send the world into chaos. Was it coincidence? Was it timing? Or was it something more? Because just hours before her post, Lee Min-ho had been spotted returning from an overseas project alone. No entourage. No press conference. Just him, walking through the airport with that familiar calm, and something about the look in his eyes caught everyone's attention. A quiet sadness. A trace of something unresolved. And when fans connected the dots, Kim Go-eun's post, his return, and that timing, the whispers began. Is the betrayer back? Did she just send that message to him? Is this their quiet way of saying it's not over? No one knew for sure. But everyone could feel it, that invisible pull between them that refuses to fade. It had been months since their rumored fallout. Months since headlines screamed about betrayal, distance, and heartbreak. And for the longest time, both stars had chosen silence. No explanations. No clarifications. Just silence, the kind that hurts more than words ever could. Fans who once believed they were destined for each other began to lose hope. Until now. Until 3 words changed everything. People close to the industry know Kim Go-eun isn't one to post impulsively. Every caption, every interview, every gesture, it all carries weight. She speaks with intention. She feels deeply. So when she wrote, I miss you, and left it hanging in the digital air, those who truly knew her saw more than nostalgia. They saw heartbreak. They saw longing. They saw a truth that had been buried beneath months of quiet pain. But what exactly happened between her and Lee Min-ho? What kind of heartbreak leads someone to reach out, even when the world is still watching? It all goes back to that night. The night that fans still refer to as the ending that wasn't supposed to happen. They were both at a major award ceremony. The atmosphere was electric. The air shimmered with anticipation. Both Lee Min-ho and Kim Go-eun were nominated for individual categories. Their first public appearance together in months. But the moment they stepped onto the red carpet, something felt off. They smiled, yes. They waved to fans. But the warmth that once radiated between them seemed replaced by careful distance. When their names were announced on stage, the applause was thunderous, but their eyes never met. Not once. Later that evening, behind the curtains, a witness from the crew claimed to have seen what really happened. Min-ho tried to speak to her, they said. He looked nervous, almost hesitant. But she just nodded politely, like they were strangers. That single interaction became the seed of speculation. What happened between them? Why did the two people who once couldn't stop smiling in each other's presence now avoid even the smallest glance? Then, days later, the rumors began. Stories of betrayal, of broken trust, of promises that weren't kept. Some claimed Lee Min-ho had been seen having dinner with a co-star from his new project. A private dinner that was never meant to be public. The photos weren't incriminating, but the headlines twisted the narrative faster than truth could catch up. Lee Min-ho's late-night meeting raises questions about his relationship with Kim Go-eun. The story spread like wildfire, and in the middle of it all, Kim Go-eun went silent. No statements. No denial. Just disappearance. For weeks, she stayed off social media. No interviews. No press. Nothing. Fans feared the worst. That whatever they had, even as friends, was truly over. But silence can't hide emotion forever. Because even in the quiet, her eyes told the truth. When she eventually returned for a fashion event, reporters noticed her expressions were softer, melancholic. Her smile seemed there, but her gaze distant. And then came that now legendary interview. A journalist asked, almost innocently, what do you think is harder, forgiving someone who hurt you, or forgetting someone who once loved you? She paused, looked down, then whispered, forgiving is easy. Forgetting, that's impossible. The entire room went silent. Because they knew. Everyone knew. From that moment, fans began reading between every line, every quote, every interaction. Her sadness wasn't hidden. It was carefully folded into her art. In her drama Little Women, her emotional depth struck differently. Every tear felt real. Every pause, too personal. And during the wrap-up press conference, when asked how she managed to portray such deep emotion, she smiled faintly and said, "I didn't have to imagine much. It was heartbreak, disguised as performance." Meanwhile, Lee Min-ho kept his distance. He immersed himself in filming, traveling, and projects abroad. But even then, sharp-eyed fans noticed. He wore the same bracelet he'd once been seen wearing beside her during the King, Eternal Monarch days. Coincidence? Maybe. But those who know love's language know better. So when Kim Go-eun posted, "I miss you," just hours after his quiet return to Seoul, the internet didn't see it as random. They saw it as a signal. A bridge. A whisper across the silence. And what happened next only deepened the mystery. Because not long after her post, Lee Min-ho's account, usually quiet between projects, updated with a photo. It wasn't dramatic, just a sunset. But his caption read, "Some things are worth waiting for." Fans lost their minds. The timing was too perfect, too poetic. It felt like an answer. In the hours that followed, social media erupted. Hashtag #IMissYouMinun trended worldwide. Fan pages dissected every frame, every filter, every timestamp. Even fellow celebrities quietly liked both posts and then unliked them minutes later, as if they'd seen something they weren't supposed to. By nightfall, the whispers turned into certainty. Kim Go-eun and Lee Min-ho were communicating again. But what does that mean for the story behind their so-called betrayal? Those close to them say the truth isn't as dramatic as the headlines made it out to be. That there was never an affair, never a scandal, only a misunderstanding magnified by fame. They were under pressure, one insider shared. Too many people watching, too many opinions. They needed space. But sometimes, space turns into silence, and silence becomes distance. Maybe that's what happened here. Not betrayal. Just two people overwhelmed by the noise of their own success. And maybe, just maybe, that's what Kim Go-eun meant by her message. Not a plea, not regret, but an acknowledgement. A quiet reminder that some connections don't disappear, no matter how much time or pain stands between them. Her fans defended her instantly. They flooded the comments with encouragement. "You're brave for speaking your heart. We know who you meant, and we support you. It's okay to miss someone who once meant everything." Even the entertainment industry couldn't help but watch closely. Because this wasn't just gossip anymore. It was a story of two people who had once defined love for millions. And were now writing a new chapter in real time. As of now, neither Kim Go-eun nor Lee Min-ho has confirmed or denied anything.